Hello, Grissom Choir. This is Level 13 Music Theory Review. On Level 13, our main concept is finding inversions. So an inversion is like a normal interval, except for it is below the note that is given to you. So first, let's review what a interval is. Looking at this first example, this first note right here, the first note is a B. This note up to the top note is a interval. That would actually be an interval of a fourth with, let me go ahead and change this actually. We're counting the bottom note as 1, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. We land on that note. So that B up to an E, from the middle note up to the E, is a perfect fourth. The inversion of that note is the B down to the E. So an interval goes up, an inversion goes down. So an inversion from E down to B is a perfect fifth. Let's figure out how we can get that perfect fifth, how we come to that determination. So the first thing that you need to remember is that inversions are related by the number 9. So whenever we are trying to find the inversion, we're going to find the interval and subtract that number from 9 to get the inversion. We will also have to change the type of interval that it is afterwards. So a perfect interval will stay a perfect inversion. A major interval will turn into a minor inversion, and vice versa. A minor interval will then turn into a major inversion. An augmented interval will turn into a diminished inversion, and the opposite, a diminished interval will turn into an augmented inversion. So let's look at this first example right here and make sense of all of this. The inversion of a minor sixth is a major third. So we look at that number that we're trying to find is 6, or the number that it gives us is 6. So we're going to subtract 6 from 9, and that will give us our 3. The M then becomes a uppercase M. Remember that a lowercase m is minor, and an uppercase M is major. So the minor sixth then turns into a major second. A major third. I was looking at the next example. This next one, the inversion of an augmented seventh, subtract 7 from 9, that will give us 2. And using this concept up here, the augmented will then turn into a diminished. So the inversion of an augmented seventh is a diminished second. Let's look at this now with the staff. So we will use this when we're given a note and we are asked to find the interval below it. We're asked to find the inversion. So what we have to do first is find that interval, that inversion above, and then drop it down an octave on the exact same note, so that then becomes the inversion that we are asked to find. All right, first example. We are asked to find the interval below the given note. We're asked to find the inversion of that note. So first thing that we have to do, I like to sometimes go out of order than this 1, 2, 3, 4, but so long as you do all these steps, you are good. I like to find what note that is first. So that note is on the fourth space of the treble clef, so that is an E. So we are trying to find diminished sixth below E. In order to find that below, we have to find the inversion of it above. So, going back to that other concept, we have to subtract this 6 from 9. So 9 minus 6, that will give us 3. And then using the other portion of that concept above, the diminished symbol will now turn into an augmented symbol. So, the augmented third, we then are able to write above this E. So an augmented third above E is going to be some sort of G, because E will be 1. The next line above will be 2, that F, and then 3. That top space is a G. But we're not just trying to find a regular G, we're trying to find the augmented third above it. So we have to think like we're in the key of E major. E major is a sharp key. E major has 4 sharps in it. That would be F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp. If you need to go back to 4.1, 4.2, and 4.3 and review how to find the sharps, please do so. So 4 sharps, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp. Is one of these 4 sharps the note that we drew? Yes, it is. So we got to make sure that we draw that sharp symbol next to the G. That would be a major third above. But we're not trying to find a major third. We're trying to find an augmented third. So in order to make this an augmented third above, we then have to double sharp it. So we do that little weird X looking symbol thing. So an augmented third above E is G double sharp. Now the last thing that we have to do is draw this G double sharp below the note. So we find G on the treble clef, there's G, and we draw the double sharp symbol. So a diminished sixth below that E is a G sharp. We found the opposite. We found the inversion of the diminished sixth, which is an augmented third. We drew that above the note, and then we transferred it down an octave to that second line on the G sharp. So a diminished sixth below E is G double sharp. Let's see what these instructions tell us to do and see the different order that it tells you. So write out the ingredients of the given note. E major has 4 sharps, F, C, G, D. We didn't do that first, but you can. We need to subtract that number from 9, then switch the type. So you have a diminished sixth. It then becomes an augmented third. That is now the interval that we are dealing with. We have to notate that interval above and remember the interval rules. G gets a sharp in the key, then another sharp to make it augmented, which we did. Next, what we have to do when finished, we have to take that exact note with the accidentals and write it down an octave. So the augmented third that was above then becomes a diminished sixth below. Let's go on and do these first 2 examples together. So we're finding the inversion. Let's find the interval below the note. So this note right here is an E flat. We're looking for a major 7th below E flat. So what we have to do is subtract 7 from 9. That then becomes 2. The major 7th then becomes the minor 2nd. So we look up at this original note, E flat. We have to think like we're in the key of E flat. E flat has 1, 2, 3 flats in it. B flat, E flat, and A flat. We got to draw a minor 2nd above. So a minor 2nd above E flat would be 1 note up, which is an F. That would actually be a major 2nd. We have to then put a flat next to it. That would be a minor 2nd. Now this F right here is not in the key signature, so us flatting it 1 time would be correct. That would be a minor 2nd. So that minor 2nd above E flat is a F flat. The last step that we have to do is write that F flat down an octave. So we draw it all the way down an octave. F flat. A major 7th below E flat would be F flat. Going on to the augmented 4th. We're looking for an augmented 4th below that note. So the first thing that we have to do is subtract 4 from 9. We get 5. Do the opposite of the augmented. That now becomes a diminished. So now we have to write a 5th above F. So some sort of 5th above some sort of F is going to be a C. We have to think like we're in the key of F sharp major. F sharp has a lot of sharps in it. So that would be F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, then E sharp. It has 6 sharps in the key of F sharp. The note that we drew, that C, is already sharped in the key signature, so we got to put a sharp next to it. But we're not just looking for the perfect fourth, which that would be. We're looking for the diminished fifth. So in order to make that C sharp a diminished fifth above F sharp, we have to lower that sharp down to a natural. So you can actually erase that sharp sign and put a natural symbol next to it. Now all you've got to do is write that C natural down an octave. So we'll draw our ledger line. There's our C. We'll put that natural sign next to it. An augmented fourth below F sharp is C natural. Now what I would like for you to do is to go ahead, pause the video, complete these last 6 examples. Once you're ready, you can go ahead and play the video again. We'll breeze through these and see if you get them correct. All right, let's see what we've got here. We're looking for a minor sixth below B. So let's subtract 6 from 9. That will become 3. The minor then becomes major. We're looking for a major third above B. B is a sharp key. That would be F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, and A sharp. 5 sharps in the key of B major. We're looking for a major third, so let's draw a third above B. That would be a D. The D is sharped in the key signature, so let's go ahead and put that sharp right there. That would be a major third above B. B to D sharp. Now all we got to do, write that D sharp down an octave. There it is. Put the sharp next to it. A minor sixth below B is a D sharp. Looking for a diminished second below D flat. We have to now find the augmented seventh above. So let's draw that seventh. There's the seventh. We got to think like we're in the key of D flat major. We got 5 flats: B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, and G flat. The note that we drew is not flatted in the key signature, so that would be a regular seventh above, but we're trying to find the augmented seventh. So let's put a sharp next to it. Now all we got to do is draw that C sharp down an octave. I'm going to go ahead and erase this 9 so I have room. There it is. A diminished second below D flat is a C sharp. It is technically the same note on the piano. A perfect fifth. Subtract 5 from 9. We're going to get 4. The perfect stays perfect. So we're trying to now find a perfect fourth above that top note, which is F. So that would be ledger line above. Draw that note. This is some sort of F, G, A, some sort of B. Think like we're in the key of the top note or of the note that was given to you. So that would be F major. F major is a flat key, oddball F. It is 1 flat and is B flat, and it just so happens to be the note that we drew. So in order to find that perfect fourth above, we got to put a B flat next to it, drop it down the octave, F down to a B flat is a perfect fifth. There's your inversion. Major sixth. Subtract 6 from 9. We got 3. The major third turns into a minor. So now we got to find a minor third above that note. It's a D. Regular third above would be up to F. Think like we're in the key of D major. It is a sharp key. F sharp, C sharp. Just 2 sharps. And that is one of the notes that we drew. So we put a sharp next to it. That would be a major third. Not trying to find a major third above. Trying to find a minor third. So let's erase that sharp. And we're going to put a natural symbol next to it. In order to find that inversion, drop it down an octave. There's that F natural. So a major sixth below D, that would be an F natural. Augmented fourth. Let's do that math. Subtract 4 from 9. You get 5. augmented turns into diminished. We got to find a diminished fifth above the note that's given to you. That's a B flat. Let's go ahead and draw that fifth above, which would be on an F. Think like we're in the key of the bottom note. B flat and E flat are our two flats in the key of B flat. That is not one of the notes that we drew, so that would be a perfect fifth above. In order to make a perfect interval diminished, you just go down one, so that would be F flat. So an F flat is a diminished fifth above B flat. Drop that F down an octave. There it is. A augmented fourth below B flat is an F flat. Last one, diminished third. Let's subtract 3 from 9. That'll give us 6. The diminished turns into an augmented. Finding an augmented sixth above that note, which is an A. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We would land on an F. We got to think like we're in the key of the note that's given to you. That is an A, sharp key, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. Only got 3 sharps in it. And one of the sharps that we drew is the note that we discovered. So we put a sharp next to it. That would be a major sixth above. But in order to make the major to a augmented, we got to put another sharp. So that would be an augmented F. Drop that down the octave. Augmented F. There it is. A diminished third below A is an augmented F. That was a lot of examples, and it may be kind of confusing still for you a little bit. That is okay. This has a lot of previously learned concepts in it, and you've got to make sure you understand every one of those concepts. I hope that you had success in 13. If you have any questions, you may come to me. Also, make sure you're looking back at previous music theory review videos so that you can master not just this concept, but all of them.